you so much. It's really a great pleasure to be here. For those of you who don't know me, my accent might be a bit of a surprise, given that introduction. I'm originally British, and the National Intelligence Council is also not what people might think. The title is a little scary and suggests that I might be somehow Judi Dench. I'd love to be Judi Dench, because that means I would meet all the different actors in James Bond, but unfortunately, the National Intelligence Council is actually an in-house think tank. So intelligence in that regard is meant to think analysis and assessment. It's very much like in the UK context as an assessment office. So it's a little bit more boring than it sounds. But sometimes I fantasize. I saw an Aston Martin on the street just now. I don't know who that was, but it made me think that maybe James Bond might be here in the audience, but unfortunately not. Anyway, given that perspective, Mr. Putin is the real deal. He is someone whose career was formed by the intelligence services. And the title of the book, Operative in the Kremlin, was meant to convey that. A lot of people have said, why focus on Putin so much? Russia is a great country. It's a country with an extraordinarily long history. Russia existed before the Soviet Union. It existed long before Vladimir Putin and will exist a long time after Vladimir Putin. But I think we can make a very strong case that in all contexts, leadership actually matters. And the type of leadership and the personality of the leader actually matters a great deal as well. And in the US context right now, I'm sure a lot of you are watching the presidential campaign. There's quite a big difference between the personality of Donald Trump, say, in the presidential campaign on the Republican side, and Hillary Clinton on the Democratic side, and all the other different individuals. And a lot of people speculating on what that kind of leadership or that personality might mean for whatever the government in the United States turns out to be later. In the case of Vladimir Putin as well, he comes from a certain cohort of people, not just someone whose career was formed in the KGB, but also from a very specific generation of Russian political figures who were born after World War II, which was very much the formative experience for his parents' generation. And all of you who've been watching Vladimir Putin's responses to the anniversaries of World War II will have noticed and have certainly heard from his own presentations and speeches on the occasion of those anniversaries about how much he was shaped by his own family's discussions of that war. And that has really fed into certainly his own perceptions about Ukraine, which we've heard a lot about. We can talk about that more if anyone is particularly interested. But there's another point that makes Putin extremely relevant, is that Russia has a long tradition throughout its history, both in the Russian Tsarist era and in the Soviet era, of having a strong centralized political system. It would be either focused around the Tsar and the court, and obviously in the imperial period, and in the Soviet period around the person of the Secretary General of the Politburo. And then since Putin came into the presidency in Russia after 2000, and Yeltsin was much more of a pluralistic, one might even say sort of a messy approach to power, we've seen, as Stephen was saying, this hyper-centralization again of the political system. Some people call it the vertical of power, vertical vlasti in Russia, but I actually think of it more as a concentration and then circles around this, almost a kind of rippling out effect. It's much less top to bottom than people might assume. And around Putin there is a very small group of people. There is a sort of a collective Putin there that interacts with him. But the system of decision-making and policy-making is very opaque. I think we can name some of the people who are in the circle around Putin. People might say, what's the point of doing that? Because again, there are institutional arrangements in Russia, but you can see an awful lot of the fact that there's lots of decisions are made by the interactions of certain sets of individuals in a way that isn't really conducive then for us to fit into from the outside to try to influence that decision-making or interact with in some ways. So the person of Putin, the traditional structures that he operates in, those that he has emphasized over time, now actually make it a great problem to actually determine what Russia does want, asking the question, or responding to the question that Stephen posed for this session. Because Russia obviously is the sum of the Russian people as well. And although the Russian people are there and make their opinions felt, there's a great deal of opinion polling in Russia, there's not really a mechanism to really take in the views of the broader population, yet they also matter a great deal in terms of the legitimacy of Putin's position, the kind of charismatic authority of the person at the centre. So I wanted just to a couple of things by first making these general comments that I hope might start to feed into a broader discussion after Fernando's had something to say about what influences decision-making on foreign defence policy and what that might mean for those of us in the European Union or the United States who want to interact with Russia, and to figure out a way of managing many of the disagreements that we have over Ukraine, or now the question about what happens next in Syria, as has been raised here. As I said, there's a collective leadership around Putin, but the politics and the decision-making are opaque. Putin's transformed his current presidency into a wartime presidency. I mean, literally and figuratively. There's kind of a bunker mentality now that comes out very clearly in the statements of Putin and those around him, which makes it even more difficult to interact. There's very much a focal point of information coming into what one calls in Russian the stavka, the group of people, the decision makers in the group around Putin right now. And very few people on the outside, including our senior officials, have interactions with those individuals. So again, we have a very difficult time in determining, how, if we were to deal with Putin and the group around him on key issues that we should actually, where are the entry points for trying to express our own opinions and have a serious discussion. In terms of the broader viewpoints, I also want to stress that although the book, and I don't want to get too much into some of the points that we make here, talks about Putin's worldview, as I said at the beginning, he's a member of a particular cohort of a generation of Russian political thinkers who have very similar worldviews and viewpoints. So there's a great deal of demonisation of Putin in circles in the United States and elsewhere, of a feeling that people call him a dictator, an autocrat, and someone who is imposing his will more broadly on the Russian public. And I actually don't think that holds up to scrutiny, because in many respects, Putin expresses the broader beliefs that are shared by a larger group of people. There was actually a consensus when Putin came into power in 1999-2000, after the whole period of the decade of the 1990s, on the directions of Russian foreign policy. And it was much more of a question of the capacity and the ability of Russia to assert itself more broadly in political affairs. If you actually look back to the very beginning of Putin's presidency, he really defined himself as a classic Russian conservative politician who also had very strong views on foreign policy. Nothing that Russia has done actually should be a great surprise to any of us, because it was actually telegraphed quite explicitly at various points since 1999 and 2000. First of all, Putin was very much focused on domestic policy, but the turning point really came in 2003-2004, when Russia felt actually more capable, more able, having paid off its debt to the international banks, to private sector, as well as to the public sector debt to the international financial institutions, that Russia could now assert itself. It was no longer indebted. It was no longer in the position of being a supplicant in international relations that it was in the 1990s. And again, Putin has not been shy in talking about any of this. He's telegraphed it very clearly. There was the famous speech that he made at the Munich Security Conference in 2007, expressing the point that Russia wanted to come back and assert its sovereignty and protect Russia's interests in a more explicit fashion. And then, of course, there was the war in Georgia in 2008, where that was made crystal clear. So, we've expressed surprise repeatedly about actions that Russia's taken. But in many respects, Putin and those around him shared this opinion that Russia had to assert itself more actively to protect its interests in foreign policy. In 1999-2000, really came into their role in that period of 2003-2004, and have really been acting on many of the things that they've said ever since. Now, just two final points that I want to make, although that do pertain to Putin himself, although in many respects he's very clear in his speeches and pronouncements and in his interactions with US and other policymakers. At the same time, he's also very unclear. Because one of the unique features of Putin gets back to where I started, that Putin is a professional operative. He is his whole career was shaped by his time in the KGB and the Russian intelligence service. He's a professional Secret Service operative. And he will very proudly say that the two skills that he learned from that career, we all have career skills, the two skills that he's particularly proud of are his ability to, one, work with people, and he's also explicit that that means manipulation, blackmail, getting people to do things that they otherwise wouldn't want to do. And he's not ashamed of this. Putin repeatedly says, look, I'm not ashamed of my background. This is the background. This is the service of the state, and these are the skills that I learned. And his second skill is working with information. We're all obsessed now about Russian propaganda and Russian manipulation of facts. But Putin said, well, that's just another part of tradecraft. This is, what an operative like myself is trained to do, which is work with information. Information can be worked with in many different ways. So Putin, since he came into power, has actually made a virtue of trying to be clear on the one hand in terms of transmitting signals about what Russia's intentions are, and then unclear at the same time about how he is going to achieve those intentions. It's the art of tactical surprise. And it's really that second distinguishing feature of Putin that ties to this. Putin is an absolute master of tactics and of adapting his tactics to very rapidly changing circumstances. Now, he's able to do this because he has a few firm principles that he keeps in mind. He kind of is not distracted by all kinds of, let's just say, the things that we are in other open societies where we have to calculate so many different interests. He has one set of interests, which he pursues, and then he adapts the tactics as things go wrong, frankly. Putin is also very mission-oriented. He calls, right now, if you're very carefully watching the pronouncements that are coming out of the Russian operations in Syria, there's been a few articles about this, it's all talked about as an operation and a mission, and an exercise. And this is also, Ukraine was talked about in the same way. Things go wrong, you adapt, you change your tactics, you have contingency plans. Syria to me seems like also a contingency plan, something that probably was on the shelf for a couple of years, because it was always a very clear undertaking to support Assad. And at the point when Assad looked like he would fall, that contingency plan was put into play. We can actually say the same thing about Crimea. So this is really the larger point that I'd like to leave us with, is that lots of people demonising Putin and thinking about him in certain ways, thinking he was a run-of-the-mill autocratic dictator, they miss the point that he's actually created a very unique system around him where he's fused together what passes for ideology, economic power, political power, of the intelligence service, the security services, and all of the levels of government in one very tight circle. Putin is a unipolar president. And our structures in the West are not very well suited for dealing with that. There was a lot of criticism for Russia about the unipolar world led by the United States, but the United States, as we all know, just like the rest of Europe, is a very messy political system. The United States president is not a unipolar president. He has Congress, he has the media, he has civil society, he has the other opposing party. There's all kinds of checks and balances. And here in Europe, where you have 28 member countries, you have the Commission and the Council and the Parliament, and then you go back to the national level. This is a much more diffuse. There's strength in this, but there's also a great deal of weakness. And a unipolar actor, as we see on many other fronts, can exploit those weaknesses.
Thank you very much, Fiona. A couple of questions immediately that spring to mind. On your last point, yes, we're open, we're transparent. Does that indeed put us in a tactical disadvantage when dealing with Russia's, Putin's regime? You stressed tactics quite a lot, but what's the strategy? What's the ultimate aim here? We've seen a lot, especially with the Crimea speech in March of 2014, emphasis on the Ruski Mir, the Russian world. How does Syria fit into that at all?
Well, I think we have to be careful about how we define strategy. If we're thinking in terms of Henry Kissinger, or kind of thinking about Metternich, or something like this, or the kind of major strategists, that's not I think the best way of approaching thinking about Putin. I think Putin has some very clear principles, and they're really Russia first, Russia's interests first. And there is that definition of Russia's interests. And again, I think these were defined quite clearly at the beginning of his presidency, which is putting Russia back in the position that he feels that Russia deserved and was lost at the end of the collapse of the Soviet Union. If you might remember from his so-called autobiography in the first person, he talks about how, which was basically, it was a campaign biography produced by journalists and interviews for in 1999-2000. So coming up as he was, basically running for being the president, and the people around him were trying to shape an image of him. He talked about how the Soviet Union lost its position in Europe with 1989. Of course, that's not the narrative that we have. So what I'm saying is, I'm not endorsing this. I'm just explaining, the way that he thinks about this. And so he wants to put Russia back in that position. We may not agree with it. We may not see the history or the narrative in the same way. But Putin's view is that he wants to maximize Russia's ability to press its interest first. He's opposed to the European collective security system because that disadvantages Russia. He wants to maximize Russia's sovereignty, and he wants to maximize Russia's leverage. That is a strategy. And the principles are that he will take whatever measures necessary to advance those goals. Now within that, because those strategic aims are rather broadly described, he doesn't set red lines. He sort of suggests they might be there, but he doesn't put things there that easily can be assailed or questioned. He can then improvise on the way to this. And we always, this has now become quite trite to say, but when we first wrote about it in the book, people weren't focusing on this, that Putin is a master of judo. Everyone always said, well, this isn't chess, and Russians play chess. Well, and I'm sure Putin probably does play chess. I've never actually seen him, sort of sitting there playing chess. But we know that he is a master at judo, and in judo, you win over a series of tournaments and of matches, and you win on points. And it's cumulative. It's not. Sometimes you might lose, but it doesn't mean you don't advance on to the next round. And I think if we think about it in that way, it's also a question of how you leverage the strength of your opponent against yourself. So you think of everything as a tactical. It's all about tactics, but the broader goal is to win. Your strategy is to find the best tactical approaches to win. And Syria, I think, comes into that in some regards as well. Russia has multiple interests in Syria. I think we'll talk about this a little bit more probably in the discussion. And Syria, as a point, I think Putin acted because he saw an opportunity to act. The principle was keeping Syria intact and keeping Assad in place until there is a very clear alternative, and there is no clear alternative. He's very cognizant of the fact, just that we all are, that we don't have a plan. We don't have a clear strategy for what we want to do in Syria, so it's up for grabs. And the person who moves first sets the agenda on the ground. And Assad looked like he was about to fall, creating a vacuum. And it looks as if everybody else would be forced to act by default. So Putin moved first. So he saw the advantage, and he's there to protect Russia's interests. He's not there about recarving up Syria, although there'll be a broad range of having influence over the future of the Middle East, but making sure that Russia behaves and is seen as a relevant actor. So the position that it lost also in the Middle East, with the collapse of the Soviet Union, though I think Europe still comes first. Now, are we at a disadvantage? Yes, we are, because we're sitting here now talking about everything. And is Mr. Putin, actually the Valdai discussion club is about to go on, and I've been to many of those. I'm here instead of there. Putin doesn't reveal a great deal there. He responds to a lot of questions, but it's more of a sort of a sparring, seeing the questions that people, put and then giving an answer. There's no back and forth, there's no engagement. But our presidents, our leaders, they have to go in front of the parliament. They go in front of their question time, press people, will ask them, people here, who know this, will ask them questions. They have to kind of go back and forth. They're held accountable. Putin is accountable in a very limited sense. If he fails dramatically in what he's doing in Syria, there'll probably be some consequences, but the accountability is very different. And it gives you, in the first instance, a great tactical advantage. Doesn't mean over the long term he'll necessarily always succeed, but he's definitely got a superior tactical advantage to us.
Can I quiz you a little bit on the point of the strength of the regime itself? You've hinted at it on a couple of occasions. No, he doesn't have to give a lot of accountability, it would seem, but the structure, as you pictured it, is more atomized, with concentric circles and particles moving in and out, basically. But that also seems to be quite brittle, in a sense. Is there anything to be said about the durability, the sustainability of this regime?
Well, there's a lot to be said on that, but there's also a great resilience within the system. Yes, it is brittle, and you can play out scenarios for yourself in which you can imagine a whole